Good evening. Good evening, my people. This is Jack at the Boxers Trainers Channel. I gotta get that correct because I sound a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I sound a little odd. Boxers Trainers Channel. Okay. But anyway, this is Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And I got some breaking news that I wanted to share with the audience, if you will. Um, for a couple of weeks now, it has been suggested and reported that Showtime Boxing is effectively going out of business on December 31st, 2023. That has been um, propagated for the last, I want to say, 2 or 3 months, but it was confirmed that um, Showtime, I believe CEO Stephen Espinoza confirmed that fact. But during the David Benavidez versus Demetrius Boo Andres fight, there was a notation somewhere uh, in the show that said or indicated that Showtime would be showing a fight on December 16th, 2023. Right? And I was like, how could that be? So what I did was curiosity compels with me as it does often when I'm thrown for a loop, especially when it comes to boxing. Um, I was watching the football game, and it came to me about the incident that I just mentioned in regards to the uh, December 16 bout, right? So I pick up the pen, the computer, and go to work, right? So the result was that there is a scheduled fight authored by Showtime Boxing, right? Now, I still find that kind of strange based on all the so-called explanations given for or attempts to give explanations for Showtime Boxing leaving no, excuse me, December 31st, 2023. I mean, I'm like, wow, I was overwhelmed when I found that there is a fight scheduled for December 16th, 2023. And let me give you the particulars involved in that fight. Showtime presents December 16th, 2023. The Armory, Minneapolis, USA. Main event, Davis, David Morrell versus Sena Agbeko. Wow. This is a super middleweight bout. And it's also a 12 rounder for a WBA belt. And I'm like, wow, super middleweight? David Morales has jumped up. Or was he? No, he wasn't super middleweight. He was at middleweight. If memory serves me correctly, he fought as a middleweight. He was fighting as a middleweight. But that seemed a little odd too because David Benavidez is a super middleweight, and David Morrell has been calling for that fight with um, David Morrell. So I don't know if this fight here is featuring him at a super middleweight with the notion that if he wins, he'll start promoting himself as a super middleweight. I mean that's just to be determined. But I was under the impression that he was a natural middleweight, 160 pounder. Who knows? I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain that David Morrell was fighting as a middleweight. Anyway, that being said, let's do some numbers on uh, these both of these boxers. So David Morrell is 25. He stands 6 feet 1. He has a 78.3 arm reach. David Morrell is a southpaw. Wow. He has 9 wins, 8 by knockout. He has 0 losses, 0 stops, and 0 draws. Agbeko is 31. He stands 6 feet 1 also. There's no stats on his arm reach. His stance is orthodox. He's a right-hander. He got 28 wins. He has 28 wins, 22 by knockout, 2 losses, 1 stop. He's been stopped once, and 0 draws. Wow. So, actually, I did the tape on David Morrell because I was kind of like really kind of like out of sorts when it came to this fight. So I was kind of like a little nervous when I engaged. So I didn't actually do the tape on Agbeko, right? But the stats suggest that he's a pretty good boxer, and that in and of itself suggests a lot to me based on his stats, right? You can imply a lot from a person's stats, right? The win loss ratio, the stops, you can infer a great deal from that if you know what you're looking for, right? So uh, that being said, I really look forward to this fight, but I'm really throwing it back behind Showtime boxing, aren't you? There's also a darn good undercard on this show featuring Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela. Chris Colbert. This is Colbert versus Valenzuela 2, right? Because they've been in the ring once before. And if memory serves me correctly, Chris Colbert was the victor. So let's see um, what this fight entails. Who's going to be the victor here? I know one thing. Jose Valenzuela is a tough competitor. He is a tough competitor. Now, I need to note before we get into the particulars that Jose Valenzuela has been stopped once. He has 2 losses. One of the losses was at the hand of Edward De Los Santos. Before De Los Santos stopped Jose Valenzuela, Jose Valenzuela knocked him down. Good shot. That's what I'm saying. This fight is going to be a good fight because Jose Valenzuela is a big puncher. He got big hands. He got hard hands. And he can move. And he got a pretty good defense. So Chris Colbert, on the other hand, already beat him once, right? So my thinking is, now I wouldn't go in there half cocked and believe that, oh, I beat him once, I can beat him twice, because that would be a good suggestion for a person who also has a loss, right? Let's do the stats. Chris Colbert is 27. He's 5'8". He has a 70.9 arm reach. He's right-handed. He has right-hander. He has 17 wins, 16 KOs, 1 loss, 0 stops, 0 draws. Jose Valenzuela is 24. He's 5'8". He has a 70.1 arm reach. He's a right-hander, orthodox. He has 12 wins, 8 by KO, 2 losses. He's been stopped once by Edward De Los Santos and no draw. Now, given the particulars involved in this fight, I'm going to put my money on Jose Valenzuela, because in my opinion, I saw that fight, right, and I thought that Jose Valenzuela won that fight. I think the judges felt otherwise maybe because Crisco was somewhat aggressive, right? Dictating the tempo of the fight. But he was knocked down, and Venezuela had put his hands on him several times, right? It wasn't a open and close case when it comes to Venezuela potentially winning, right? I'm just saying that per the decision, Crisco won. But will he win this time is the question we need to be asking ourselves. And me personally, I have my money on Venezuela. Look, that's all I got for y'all. I just wanted to keep it moving and give y'all this breaking news because it's breaking news because I don't think it's been shared before. So with that in mind, I'd appreciate it very much so, especially those good people that are supporting my channel. If you haven't hit this subscription button, hit the subscription button. I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and send me a comment or two for comments of things that I take personal, and I have a thing about responding to them accordingly. So that being said, I'm out. I'll see you on the next one. Later.